Hello and welcome to Inside the Owls Burrow alongside the Hagerty Family head football coach Willie Taggart. I'm Frank Fort. Coach, hope you enjoyed the weekend off. You did have 3 practices last week during the bye week. What are some of the things you focused on?
Really went back and really did some self-reflecting on ourselves and watched all the games from all the six games this season that we played and looked at the things that we didn't do well and some of the things that we did well, but try to understand why we're in that situation and learn from it and make sure that we're better from it. It's a lot of things that we have to improve on, in order for us to be the team that we want to be, and the good thing about it is those things are things that you can improve on, you can be better at, and knowing if we get better at those things, then we'll get better results.
Being out of practice just a little bit, the mood of the players seemed good, and even though they didn't have a game to prepare for last week, how engaged were they?
Oh, our guys were locked in, Again, these first six ball games hadn't gone the way that we wanted to go, by no means. And but we still have a lot to play for, So again, none of us are happy with our record and where we're at from that standpoint. But as coaches and players, we're excited about the opportunities that's in front of us, and we're attacking it that way.
You had a little bit of fun at practice. You had Jalen Joyner run a couple of one-on-one pass routes against offensive linemen. He caught one of the 3. But are those the kind of things you got to do from time to time just to keep it fresh?
Well, you just going to have a little fun, and I think it's fun when you compete, and you got to continue to compete, and you compete at the highest level, then you start winning.
Let's take a look at some of the numbers from the first half of the season. When you look at your offense, 456 yards per game, that's 4th in the league. Your rush offense is 202 yards per game, points 31.8. Third down percentage is 2nd in the league at almost 47%. You've allowed the fewest sacks. I guess if there's an area you look at on offense, the red zone, it's 75% scoring and 18 touchdowns out of 28, but 5 turnovers. So what are some of the things you've liked and some of the things you'd like to see be better on offense?
I think offensively it's taking care of the football. We have to take care of the football. We have to finish drives. When we get down there, you got to finish drives with touchdowns, and understanding that there's got to be a sense of urgency of getting in the end zone, not just getting field goals or turning the ball over. I think that's the biggest thing for me offensively is don't turn the football over.
Defensively, 4th in the league in terms of points allowed, 29.3. I'm sure you'd like to see that number go down a little bit. And the red zone defense hasn't been as good as it was last year. So are those the areas of focus on defense?
Absolutely. Again, if you keep them out of the end zone, that helps everybody. We want to keep people out of the end zone. We want them to earn everything they get, but more importantly, when you get down the red zone, we got to have that mentality. You can't get in. We can bend, but we're not going to break. And we have to do that. We have to find ways to get our guys to make sure that they're not in the end zone when they get down there. And hopefully don't get down there so they don't have to worry about it.
Individually, you look at a guy like N'Kosi Perry, he's thrown 15 touchdown passes, 18 total touchdowns, is 2nd in Conference USA. Larry McCammon is 2nd in the league in rushing yards per game. LeJontay Wester has 8 receiving touchdowns, that leads the league. And Eddie Williams is 2nd in the league in tackles per game. So you've had some guys emerge and have pretty good first halves.
We have some guys playing well, and then just as a team, we got to play with some synergy to where we're playing off of each other and helping each other offensively and defensively and special teams. Special teams got to either set up a touchdown or score for us, and then like say offensively, we got to score touchdowns. We got to score more points and then defensively, we got to keep them out of the end zone. That starts with stopping the run first.
That brings up my next topic, and that is Rice versus FAU, Owls versus Owls. 6 o'clock kickoff at FAU Stadium this Saturday. They had a bye week last week after they beat UAB 28-24 the previous Saturday, and they ran the ball twice as much as they threw it in that game. Ari Broussard, their running back, has 8 of their 9 rushing touchdowns, and you mentioned it. Stop the run. Didn't happen against North Texas, so do you suspect they're going to challenge your run defense?
Well, absolutely. We haven't shown that we can stop it until we do. I think everybody's going to try to run the football, but that's the game of football, running the football, but we have to be better at it. We have to do a better job of tackling, better job of sustaining our gaps when we're in there, and then getting 7 to 8 guys to the ball every time. You know, that's who we say we're going to be, and we need to be that way when we get out there on Saturdays.
Another name that's familiar to South Florida football fans is Gabe Taylor, the younger brother of the late, great Sean Taylor. He's a safety. He's the highest recruit signed by Rice in the 24/7 ranking era. They allow the second fewest yards per game in Conference USA, so what do they do well on that side of the ball?
I mean, they just play good team defense. They play a lot of man coverage, you know, so they try to stack the box to keep you from running the football and then making you have to be accurate throwing the football, you know, and they stay true to who they are and don't get themselves out of position often. So when we do have opportunity, we got to capitalize because they don't give you many opportunities, you know. So, and then offensively, they do a good job of possessing the ball. So you're not going to have a lot of possessions within the game. So every opportunity you get, you got to take advantage of it.
So at 1-1 in the league, 2-4 overall, a lot of the questions from the media last week was about, they used the word urgency, and you used it earlier in this segment. Are we at that point? Is there a sense of urgency?
I mean, I thought there was a sense of urgency from the beginning of the year. If it's not that way, then why do what you do? You know, it have to be that way, you know. So every game's a sense of urgency, but the most important game is this game against Rice, you know, and for us to go out and do the thing that's necessary for it takes to win the ball game. We got a great opportunity here at home with a good Rice football team coming in here, and our guys are excited about it, and we look forward to playing these guys.
Coach, have a great game. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you very much, and go Owls.
Coming up next, he's one of the Owls' unquestioned leaders on and off the field. Football in Paradise with Teja Young is next on Inside the Owls Burrow. We're back on Inside the Owls Burrow. I'm Frank Fort. Since he became an Owl, safety Teja Young has had the good fortune of learning from teammates like Zion Gilbert, Devon Brown, Carell Smith, and Jordan Helm. Now TJ is one of the Owls' alphas, leading and guiding his teammates. Here's his story in Football in Paradise.
I mean, since a freshman coming in and just being embraced by the older guys is just a tremendous blessing. Having those guys in your corner is just like having a coach on the field at all times, even off the field. Like, those guys taught me so many things on the way to even just become a college football player off the field, like the lifestyle, things that you have to sacrifice to get to where you want to be at. So having those guys in your corner is like having a coach in life.
Come on, y'all boy, catch technique, y'all boy, don't back up, y'all boy. Hey, it's right here now, hey, it's right here, it's coming right now. It's coming right now.
I believe I'm a natural leader. I think leadership is a skill, but I believe natural leading comes from holding yourself accountable, being like present, always being in the moment. But leadership is a true skill though.
Teja Young as a teammate is one of the best I've ever been around. He wants to see everybody win. He's one of the least selfish players I ever seen on the football field. If not everyone, the guys on the team know that he has the potential and the skill set, the talent to play on the next level. And he always go out of his way to make sure that he bringing guys with him. It doesn't matter if you're a freshman, a walk-on, a senior. He gonna show you how to do it the right way. And if you don't do it that way, he gonna make sure that you get that right.
I'm first.
Being the first in line for any drill at practice is very vital. I think that it shows like detail. I think it shows want to. I think it shows the standard that we're trying to set to have certain guys going in the front.
We ain't got to do a lot of running today. We're in the red zone. We're going to be coming downhill all night.
I think my competitiveness comes from just the want to that I put behind the game. So like me going hard in practice or competing at a high level, it's not just a thing to get me going, it's to push my teammates. I always tell my teammates, if you can give me everything you got in practice when we line up versus another team, it'll be so easy. So I just think my competitiveness and my drive comes from just wanting everybody else to be better around me.
He basically can run the meeting room. He's a student of the game. Also, he tried to bring other guys up with him. Like for instance, to watch film. He's gonna bring 2-3 guys up there with him just so he can watch film together. Even after practice, he might grab 2 or 3 guys, just show them what they did wrong, stuff like that. So he's basically a coach on and off the field. He also is a natural born leader.
Just make sure we communicate right here. And it might be speed at 3 when they run Buffalo 7, y'all boy, know that.
As a safety, The blessing about that is being able to be in control of everything. And I think I have a control issue, especially from playing quarterback in my younger days. So just being able to be back there and see the whole field and line guys up to help prevent things from happening and to help other guys make plays is the best job in the world.
4 receivers. Happy takes the snap and he threw an interception! Racing to the 40 of Western Kentucky. This is Teja Young to the 15, 10, 5, left side of the end zone. Touchdown FAU! Teja Young, pick 6.
Yes, I believe I'm that good. Yes, I know I'm that good. But it's not something that I live up to, just a lifestyle that I live. I work hard off the field. I do a lot of things behind the scenes that don't get recognized, and I'm not looking for recognition, but I just want to win as a team. So all my individual goals and accolades will come as we win. Sometimes it's hard to come out there every play and every rep and just not give in. But one thing that Coach Orlando said, and it always sticks with me, is the moment that you give in or doubt yourself, you get embarrassed or you get hurt. So I always remember that out the back of my head, like the moment I feel like I can't do it or I don't want to do it, to lock in even more so you don't get embarrassed or hurt. But yes, definitely I feel like I've matured a lot, especially from like the time I got here in 2018. A lot of personal things happened, but just football-wise, a lot of like, I had the red shirt, I had to back up Zion, I had to back up Devon, I had got injured and had to sit out a few games. So just going through the process of like slowly and surely becoming a starter, slowly and surely making first team all-conference. Sometimes those things get overlooked by myself, and a lot of the coaches are hard on me about like not giving myself enough credit, but I just feel like until we win as a team, there's nothing that I can do that'll ever make me feel better. So just winning and implementing the right program for the younger guys that's coming in is all I want to do.
Coming up next, what makes running back Kelvin Dean tick? You'll find out in this week's Pads Off, straight ahead on Inside the Owls Burrow. Inside the Owls Burrow is brought to you in part by Baptist Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, the official orthopedics and sports medicine provider of FAU Athletics, and by Florida Atlantic University, MBA in Sport Management. Welcome back to Inside the Owls Burrow. One of the smiling faces you always see around the football facility is that of running back Kelvin Dean. Let's get to know him a little bit better in this week's Pads Off. Our guest this week in Pads Off is Kelvin Dean, running back from Chipley, Florida. Now, when you were a young guy growing up, did you have a favorite NFL team or player?
I always liked the Dolphins. You know, that was a family tradition. My favorite player, I'd say it had to be somebody like probably Alvin Kamara. He was more of the type of back that I am, so I always looked up to people like him, Christian McCaffrey, them type of backs.
Did you have a welcome to college football moment? In other words, an atmosphere or a certain play where you quickly realized this is not high school anymore, this is different?
Actually, I'm gonna use the Florida game as an example. I got off the bus, you know, it's like, wow, it's people everywhere. Then we walk into the stadium and it's full of orange and blue. It's like, wow, it's not too many fans here supporting us. So that moment made me realize, like, this is big time ball that we're playing.
All right, let's get to know KD, as I call him, away from the field. What celebrity would you want to be your best friend?
LeBron James. That's the GOAT. I mean, why not be walking around with the GOAT every day? That'd be a great feeling to say, okay, my best friend right here solidified himself as one of the best basketball players ever.
If you could have a magic homework machine that you could program to help you with one subject, what subject would that be?
It would definitely be English. All them papers, 10-page papers, like I don't really think I got time to be trying to lock in and write a 10-page paper. So if that machine could do anything, I'd make sure it gave me A+ on every paper that I had.
All right, a little more serious question. What's a big world problem you'd like to change?
These gas prices, I need them to go back down to $2 like they was, so I can afford my gas every day and fill up my car without paying $90.
If you could have dinner with one person, living or dead, who would that be?
I want to say rest in peace to him, but Kobe Bryant. You know, Kobe was he had a different type of mentality when it came to sports and the outlook on things. So I feel like he could give me a lot of advice that could help me.
All right, who do you look up to the most, or who's your life hero?
Well, I want to say a life hero. I look up to Devin Singletary a lot. because he was the back. One of the main reasons I came here, you know, he went to the NFL from here, he got drafted, and he's still in the league and actually, you know, doing his thing right now. So I look at his highlights often.
All right, we had Nick Weber mic'd up during spring ball, and the subject of toppings for chicken wings came up. So are you ranch or blue cheese when it comes to chicken wings?
I think blue cheese is a little bit too thick for me. It don't really go with wings. I'm a big ranch guy. Definitely.
What's your favorite thing to have for breakfast?
I'd rather just wake up and eat me a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. That's the best breakfast that you can have. You got bacon, the eggs, the cheese, you got the bread, you feel me? That should fill you up for the day, get you going.
The zombie apocalypse is coming. Which two teammates do you want with you to help you to survive?
I'm gonna choose Larry McCammon and Glover Cook. Glover Cook, he more aggressive, and Larry more quiet, and then I'm the fun one, so I feel like we'd be a good team and just be able to survive if something like that happened.
After college, you can choose to live anywhere in the world. Where are you going to relocate to?
I took a cruise to Honduras, like Mahogany Bay, and it was probably the best place I've ever been. I walk outside, I'm looking up and there's mountains everywhere, houses getting built down the mountains, water. It was a nice area, so I would say probably Honduras.
What video game would you like to live in?
That's tough. Probably, ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna say something like 2K. I always wanted to kind of play basketball too, so why not be in a basketball game?
What teammate do you think would make the best reality show contestant?
Teja Young. Like, you just hear the way he talk, you feel me? He know when it's time to get serious, when it's time to have fun, when it's time to joke around. Like, he's like a man of a whole bunch of different personalities, so definitely Teja Young.
All right, final question for Kelvin Dean here in Pads Off this week. What superhero power would you like to have?
I want to be the Flash. Like, he's so fast, he can do anything really. Like, he the fastest thing ever. Like, I'm getting from here, from point A to point B. They ain't gonna be able to stop me when I run the ball. It's an easy touchdown every time. I ain't even gotta use all my speed, so the Flash.
Kelvin Dean, thanks for taking the pads off and being with us this week.
Sir, thank you for having me.
Up next, we're 6 games in, and we'll show you the Owls' best plays from the first half of the 2022 season. That's straight ahead on Inside the Owls Burrow. Welcome back to Inside the Owls Burrow. We've reached the midway point of the regular season, but before we begin the back half of the schedule, we wanted to take a look back in no particular order at the top 10 plays from the first half of the season.
Second down, handoff, McCammon has room to the right side, he broke right 40. Sherlin 30, right numbers, cuts to his left 20, 15, broke a tackle to the 10-5, angling right, touchdown, FAU, 52-yard burner run, Larry McCammon. He's in trouble, broke through one tackle, short dump off, it's deflected, intercepted, down the left sideline, Florida Atlantic's gonna have an interception return for a touchdown. Touchdown, FAU, Justin McKithen. Takes the shotgun snap. Pressure collapsing, throws left, wide open man at the 5, walking into the left side of the end zone to Barry Mobley. Touchdown, FAU. Perry fakes it to McCammon, winds up, throws it deep, left side of the end zone. Adjusting 8 yards deep and catching. Touchdown, FAU, contorting his body and bringing it in for the score is LaShonte Wester.
Who had a big game last week. He gets the carry here, and Mobley up the middle. He scoots through and scores. What a try for FAU. Extended play action fake, sets his feet, and rifles, it's intercepted. Dwight Toombs with the pick for FAU, with room down the near sideline. He's hunting for the end zone, dives ahead, down at the 1. Committing more guys to the back end. Over the middle into the end zone, touchdown. LaShonte Wester for the second time tonight, right between those two safeties. Quick hit, we've seen this play already tonight is Charlie Jones, and that ball's out. That's loose, and this one is going to be Owls football. Smoke Mungeon knocked it free, then recovered it.
Hawney, plenty of time to throw, but he throws it into the hands of a defender. There's Young off to the races. He's inside the 20. A return pick 6, and the junior gives the response that the Owls have been looking for. Perry with a 3-step drop, but he dumps it off to McCammon. McCammon breaks free. Now he's heading down the sideline, dives for the pylon. Did he get in? Yes, he did.
Although this is a football show, we wanted to take a little time to show you what happened after Hurricane Ian hit Florida's west coast. One of our softball players' neighborhoods was affected, and her teammates stepped up in a big way to help out.
All I was thinking about was if my parents were okay, and Fort Myers was my home since I've been alive. That's where I've always lived, so I knew the impact it was going to have on me was going to be like really detrimental to my heart. But in the end, all I wanted was my parents to be okay. Here today, days later, they are okay, and that's really all that matters to me.
We decided we're going to cancel practice, and when we preach, we want you to be good in the community, we want you to be good on the softball field, that it only made the most sense to go to Fort Myers and to help out. You know, we met yesterday morning at 8 a.m. and they came rolling up and they had trucks full of just bottled waters, diapers, batteries, flashlights, gas and gas cans. We had people coming up, can we have water? They hadn't had water, they don't have clean water, they can't flush their toilets. We put this platform out of, hey, we're gonna go, we're gonna support, we're gonna be there, and then they went above and beyond and decided that we're gonna bring all these items for things that we have that we don't need right now, but somebody else needs.
People were just unbelievably thankful, and even people that weren't even in state when the hurricane happened, we were helping those homes. I know that they reached out immediately to hear that we went out of our way to help people that weren't even there for the hurricane.
You're looking at someone going in their house and it just water up to their knees, and you're helping clear that water out, and just to see that everything that they've loved is wet and ruined, and how do we help them rebuild their life? And I think that's what we got to see, is that we gave a little bit of hope and a little bit of opportunity, and we brought a group of girls in who were just ready to work.
It was a crazy feeling to be able to hug my mom and my dad since the hurricane, and I'm just grateful that they were okay, and our house ended up being okay. We had some exterior damage, but I'm just grateful for them, and I'm grateful for my team, my coaching staff to be there for me through all this.
Great job by new softball head coach Jordan Clark and her players. Thanks for watching. I'm Frank Fort. We'll see you next week on Inside the Owls Burrow.
This has been an exclusive presentation from Learfield.